I sat there with a tinge of euphoria, a little excitement, tremendous tension, and most importantly, sweaty palms. My heart skipped a beat as the rubber band ruffled, and the teacher, with eyes most severe, began the biannual ritual, the answer sheet distribution. During this time of emotional tumult, when all of our brains seem to be short circuiting, my friend thought it's necessary to interrupt me. My face, now resembling that of a victim of constipation, turned to her. And she asked me a question. A question that literally redefined my opinion. Have you heard Timeless by the Weeknd? A very good morning to everyone present here, and to every single person who relates to me. When my friend asked me about Timeless by the Weeknd, I thought, wow, if only I could take a soundtrack to my examination. I don't know what my friend was thinking, but all that was soon forgotten when my roll number was called out. I got up with a steady gait, received my answer sheet, went back to my seat with a decrease in dignity. Ignoring the numbers in the front, I started to wade through the paper. Blots of red ink looked like it had been through a very aggressive game of tic-tac-toe, with my teacher winning every single one of them. And multiplication tables were drawn neatly along the borders. However, as multiplication table doesn't apply to zero, I didn't quite feel like a hero. After this, there were some clear physical changes. My lungs deflated, and all the thoughts of food were lost. And the memories of high-velocity hand movements and flying chappals recreated. Heavy breathing became complacent. And thoughts about how Einstein failed school and the great epic failures of Thomas Edison became my source of motivation. To all of those who are familiar with the street lingo, yes, I had been suckered punched, battered by a battering ram, and played by a football by the elephants. All of this was accompanied by a general feeling of hopelessness, for I was self-diagnosed, chronically disappointed. To be frank, comparing my results with others, it wasn't that bad. Let's be honest, comparing my result to others was like comparing a goldfish to a shark. One of them was swimming happily in the little pond, and the other one was plotting world dominance. However, comparing one another isn't logical. It is plotting your own intelligence. Here is why the first reason. Learning isn't a process that classifies society on the basis of inferiority or superiority. Learning is an individualistic driven process whose fuel is only passion. So why do I bring this up as I speak about disappointment? Let us face it, most people in today's society feel disappointed only because when they realize that there is someone else who has performed better than them. This is the reason why that my individuals with immense potential feel worthless and promise themselves that they should never take part in such an activity ever again. The second reason why such a method of comparison is incorrect is because it motivates a false sense of insecurity and self-worth. In this miniature society that we have created for ourselves, we are always comparing with one another. What I say is really simple, and here is how I summarize it. Want to feel like a genius? Surround yourself with fools. The whole system encompasses around one word: denial. Let me tell you, shying around from the harsh realities of life does not suggest victory over them. Then in such a scenario, I should feel disappointed would be because I compare. only because I see my marks as a representation of my societal worth. Incorrect. The only reason I or you should feel disappointed is because you have not achieved your target that you have set for yourself. Shun society, ignore public opinion, and start believing yourself, as that is the place to start. I feel disappointed is because I have not achieved my target. This mediocrity hurts me, but fuels my disappointment along with the will to work harder. So how do we go about such a situation? How do we deal with disappointment effectively? Your future depends on whether you let disappointment destroy you, define you, or strengthen you. Choose the third one. Take the path of positivity. Every disappointment must be your strongest strength and not your limitations. Every disappointment is a learning experience, and only you can learn from it. So let me shift our focus for a second. When was the last time that you have felt disappointed? Maybe an examination, a game, or even a friendship that didn't pan out. What did you do? Did you let yourself wallow in the self-pity? Or did you pick yourself up and try again? Disappointment, as painful as it can be, can also serve as a catalyst for growth. Disappointment has a funny way of teaching us resilience. After receiving that dreaded answer sheet, I made a promise to myself. I wouldn't allow a single piece of paper dictate my value. Instead, I started focusing on things which I can actually have a control over, like my efforts, my curiosity, and my will to learn. So to everyone who has ever faced disappointment, I urge you to shift your perspective. Use it as a fuel. Ask yourself, what have I learned from this experience? Instead of letting it define you, let it refine you. Remember that every journey of self-discovery is not linear. It's filled with twists, turns, and yes, plenty of disappointments. What I have realized is that disappointment is life's way of saying plot twist. And believe me, I'm ready for every sequel where I can actually pass. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. By Churchill Winston. Thank you.